Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever really stopped to think about whether what you're seeing right now is actually real? Today, we are diving deep into the amazing architecture of your reality. And it turns out, your brain is the master builder.
I mean, really let that sink in for a second. That screen you're looking at, the room you're in, all the sounds you're hearing, is that a perfect one-to-one recording of the world? Or is it possible your brain is playing a much more active role than you think?
And right here, this is the big idea we're going to unpack. Your brain isn't some passive camera just recording what's out there. Nope, it's an active architect, constantly, and I mean constantly, building your experience of reality from scratch.
So, how in the world does this invisible architect even work? Let's pull back the curtain and see how your brain creates this incredibly unique world that only you get to experience.
The concept we're talking about is called subjective reality, and the most important word there, unique. See, because no two brains are wired exactly the same, it means no two people ever experience the world in the exact same way. Your reality is literally custom-made for you.
To really get a handle on this, let's compare it to what we call objective reality. Think of that as just the raw data of the universe, the atoms, the physics, the stuff that's there whether we see it or not. Subjective reality, on the other hand, is what our brain does with all that data. It's the story, the meaning, the color commentary that it layers on top.
Okay, so if your brain is building your world, what's in its toolkit? What are the actual building blocks it's using to put together your personal experience, moment by moment?
Well, a lot of research suggests it really boils down to three main things: your mental models, your fears, and your intuition. You can think of these as the main filters that shape, well, everything you perceive. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, mental models. These are basically your internal blueprints for how you think the world works. They're built from every single experience you've ever had. So for example, if you have a mental model that says dogs are friendly, that's going to color every single interaction you have with a dog.
Next, we have fears. This is your brain's ancient hardwired alarm system. And fear is a powerful architect because it tells your brain what to pay attention to. It's always scanning for threats, which means it has a huge say in what you notice and what you just totally ignore.
And finally, there's intuition. Now, this isn't magic. It's your brain acting like a super fast computer, subconsciously matching patterns. It takes all your past experiences, compares them to what's happening right now, and gives you that gut feeling that helps you make sense of your reality in a split second.
So with all these automated systems running in the background, you might be thinking, are we just passengers here? Well, the answer is a huge emphatic no. And this right here is where things get really, really empowering. You are not stuck. You actually have the power to remodel.
That's right. That internal blueprint your brain is working from, it is not permanent. All those pathways and patterns that feel so automatic, so set in stone, they can actually be redrawn. And it's all thanks to one incredible property of the human brain.
And that property is called neuroplasticity. And believe me, this is an absolute game changer. It means your brain is adaptable. It can literally reorganize itself, forming new connections throughout your entire life based on what you think, what you do, and what you focus on.
So how do you actually use this? How do you become the architect? It's really a three-step process. First, you have to recognize an old thought pattern that isn't helping you. Then, step two, you consciously choose and introduce a new way of thinking. And then, and this is the most important part, you repeat it. You repeat it over and over, because every single repetition physically strengthens that new pathway in your brain.
And that brings us to the grand finale. Knowing that our brains can physically change, how do we use that knowledge to actively build a better reality for ourselves? How do we literally train our brains for new perspectives?
Here it is, the key takeaway. Neuroplasticity is what makes greater objectivity possible. By deliberately challenging our old mental models, by learning to manage our fears, and by questioning our gut feelings, we can train our brains to see the world and ourselves more clearly than ever before.
You know, there's a quote that just sums this all up so perfectly. We really aren't prisoners, we're the architects. You have the tools, you have the ability to change the blueprints. You're the one in charge of the whole construction project.
And so that's the final question I want to leave you with. Knowing all of this, knowing that you can actively shape your perception of the world, what kind of reality are you going to build for yourself starting today?